What's up, y'all? So, thought I'd change something up. This is going to be me getting back to posting. And I thought it'd be funny to do it kind of in the vlog style. This evening, it's 8:30 this evening. Just got back from throwing hammer, just got out of the shower, I'm still sweating. Cooking up some dinner, and figured I'd start it off with a kind of an update of where I've been, what's been going on, and what's the future got to hold here on the YouTube channel. I thought it'd just be a little fun, something different. But what we got is we got a pound of ground beef and some Hawaiian bread stuffing. So I ate the whole box myself. 6 servings, 120 grams of carbs, and I don't put all the butter in it. I put a little bit, but there's some protein in it. You get 18 grams of protein. And then literally it's a pound of ground beef, 93.7. So actually, I'm fancy today. It was grass-fed from like Aldi, I think, or Lidl. So that's going to be dinner here in a minute, and we'll give you some updates. So as I'm sitting here getting ready for this food to cool down, got some added some pickled onions and some Second Chance honey hot sauce. Shout out my man Chris Chambly. Look him up. He's a cancer survivor, and Second Chance, that's where it got its name. And it's amazing, amazing product. And of course, you know we're always repping my boys, the Hossware guys, Jake and Ross. Love their stuff, love their support. Love those guys. So go to hossware.com, check it out. Nothing from it, so just plug in my guys. But yeah, so I just have sucked at catching up on my video. So the last one I put out was March recap, and a lot has happened since March. So I think I'm just gonna like press fast forward and skip to now. I'm definitely gonna go back and upload the games footage I have from then until now, which has been a handful. Definitely gonna do those, but the training stuff, I just was never catching up. And there's tons of video on my phone. It's like hours of video and then editing it down. I'm just so behind, and it's just not fun when you're behind. It's like kind of like a drag. So I'm gonna try to just fast forward to now. And so let's do a little bit of recapping now. And then I'm probably gonna end this video and we'll just do a different one. I'm probably gonna do like a day at a time, or maybe a week, go back to the weeks, but I don't know. I'm just not gonna let it back up on me anymore. Like today's training actually was like huge, so it'd probably be its own video. Tomorrow, we'll be at the firehouse. Probably not gonna do a lot, so just not gonna worry about it. But yeah, let's talk about, I gotta go grab something. We'll talk about this other stuff in just a second. All right, so this is an hour and a half later from that last clip. This is what I went to go grab. It's a radio from the fire department, because while I was recording that, 2 structure fires came out while I was sitting here, and yeah, I went. Soaking wet, sweaty again. Gonna have to take another shower. And if you hear that noise, it's the dog eating in the background. Let's see him. Boom, there he is. But man, such is life of a fireman. That one wasn't too far from the house, actually. Lightning strike. So let's talk about a recap real quick on where things have been and where things are going. So this is just going to be its own little recap video. But started off the Highland game season this year at Lake Norman. And gosh, I guess I've done 5 games already that I've got to get footage out for. So we'll get that caught up this week. That should be easy because it's just games footage. But started the year out really well. Had some great events in the lightweight and both hammers through Hammer's great lifetime PR in the light hammer at 129.1, I think. And then had some woes in sheaf, and then the very next day came out and practiced, or like 2 days later, and threw it 5 feet higher. So sheaf has still been like all over the place, being offhanded. So just not there, not 14 years of reps. It's 1 year of reps. So got to still figure that out a little bit more. Went back to New Mexico this year, but we made it a little more extended trip. I'll talk about that in the video, which is fun. Went and saw the Grand Canyon, threw well there. I've thrown very like averagely decent for myself, I guess, this year so far. A lot left to be desired, but happy with what's been happening so far. Before New Mexico, had Bucks games, the Central North Carolina Highland games up there. Went up there and didn't throw hot on that one. I think it was that was one like I got off work and drove straight there. I had somebody come in early for me. So that was a little bit of a long day, plus a long night the night before. So it wasn't anything to be desired in that games, nothing, no real energy, no real pop. But then we went to New Mexico. Then I hosted my first ever Highland Games. It was an invitational little backyarder. And apparently, yeah, it decided, like, we had very mild summer so far in Charlotte until like the week of that games. It was just miserably hot. Still a fun time with a fun group. A lot of guys from my gym, a couple other fellas, and Kendra Dancer. But had a really fun time with that games. Learned a lot and gained a lot of respect for ADs. The hardest thing for me was my equipment and everything spread out over multiple places, so trying to gather it all together. And then, yeah, trying to AD and throw like in the same games is definitely, I've seen a lot of people say it's not the best way to do it. It's definitely not the best way to do it. It was just very hot, very hot. I started cramping up by the end of the day, like cramping up bad. I didn't even attempt the caber. We did that last just because of my caber situation was questionable. I cut them down like less than 2 weeks before the games. And then I just got done with Grandfather Mountain this past weekend, which went great as well. Had a fun time, was close all day. It was back and forth, like 3rd through 7th were really not too far apart. It was 11.5 total points at the end of the day. I've left a lot to be desired in WOB. I have not been able to refigure that back out. Trying. Today, practice, clicked a little bit. So that's where I've been so far. I've definitely been training really hard. And honestly, like, I just put up a really cool post. I got amazing feedback on it, on like my floor has come up, my ceiling is not chasing higher. And the thing with that was, it's just, I feel like I have more in me, and I'm trying to figure out what to do to bring that out. There's like another little jump there, and I don't think anything amazing or earth shattering. Like, I'm not going to magically gain 10 feet in an event type deal, but it's just, I feel like there's more there, and I'm just not figuring it out right now. But yeah, so training's gone pretty well. I mean, little bang ups here and there. Back got a little tweaky for a little bit. Tweaked my left knee this past week a little bit. And actually, what sucks is I'm still getting over it. I have blown 1,050 pounds of snot out of my nose in a week. Got a head cold this week before Grandfather. Felt a little better the day of, was shooting snot rockets all day. What was weird was being on the mountain, that like my pressure in my ears was off all day. And as soon as that pressure would release, it felt amazing. But let's talk about the future. What's coming up? So what's cool is, and I'm going to try to plan a lot. In 2 weeks, give or take, I leave to go to Scotland. I'm super stoked. I'm going to Scotland for 2 weeks. I'm leaving in 2 weeks for 2 weeks. So we've got a trip planned. I'm hoping to compete 4-ish times. I mean, it just kind of depends on how things are going and where we're at. Me and my wife's going with me, and we've got a lot of sightseeing planned. And I've also got some plans to do some stone lifting. If you guys have followed along, you've seen that I've trained for the Denny stones. So that's hopefully going to go down, as well as I'm not going to do anything super crazy. They've got some that are just really heavy. And the hard part is, like, I love all the strike sports, and I can't devote time enough to be a great stone lifter when I'm trying to be a great thrower. So I'm dabbling some. I'm hoping to do, most of the stones will probably be under 300 pounds that I'm looking at, other than the Denny's, but most everything's probably going to be more like manageable. But I just love the history behind it. So I'm excited for this trip. I've never been to Scotland before. That's going to be 2 weeks, come back. And then the rest of my season planning out should be, unfortunately, I was hoping to go back to Seattle. That didn't happen this year. Hopefully next year. So took some vacation for it. And what sucks with the fire department is you can't move your vacation around that easily, for us at least. But I do have Pleasanton this year. So got into Pleasanton, and that's bucket list games. So gonna get back from Scotland, and I'll have a week and a half, I think, like 12 days back in Charlotte to tune back up for that. Just, it'll really be some light speed lifting, going to be nothing fatiguing, and just trying to crank some throws out. I've got to kind of figure out how I'm going to do all my training. It'll be a kind of like no gym for 2 weeks, really just stone lifting and throwing, which is probably isn't the worst thing. And then, let's see, September, going up to Woodridge Highland Games, hosted by Jeremy Futrell and the Going Rogue. And then we have probably Louisiana, with my man Danny Webster, and going to visit my brother in Memphis for summer around that trip. And then we'll finish the year off with Crystal Coast. So that is what the rest of my future of this year looks like. Yeah, that's going to be it for like this video. Oh, I guess if you watch this far, one of the cool things, and I'll have to put a full video up on this, but we have started, or I have started, a stone challenge at my gym. So we call it the Stone of the Empire. It's a 270-pound stone. You either shoulder it or load it to the loading dock. Just please do not, if the garage door is closed, don't throw it through the garage door. But the 270-pound stone, if you shoulder it or load it, we'll put you in our record book and get a shot of bourbon if you do it. Celebrate. If I'm not there, can't get that shot of bourbon, but we'll meet up sometime and I'll owe you one. I just think it's pretty cool. We've already got 5 that I know of that have videoed, including myself, in the record book. So come add your name to the list. And I guess from already when I posted it, somebody called me out and said, I got to get a heavier stone. But one of the guys who tried my 205 stone that's back there, so if you're out there and want to try it, the 205 is apparently one of the tougher 205s. This guy said he did. He's a strongman guy here in the area. Said it's very dense, just a little bit of a weird shape. It's very tough to lift as well. So give that one a go. So I have an idea of maybe changing and coming up with another challenge for that one. So we're probably going to add the 205 as a challenge, and we've got the current challenge, and then we're going to have to maybe get a bigger stone. Yeah, so that's it right now. I'm going to actually eat my dinner now that it's past 10 o'clock at night, and probably watch TV for a little bit after taking a 3rd shower today. And then hopefully this week I'll bang out a bunch of footage for you guys, get all that games footage up. Maybe I'll go through, and as I'm going through video, if I have anything cool, I'll share it. I've done a lot of the reels so far, but thank you to the YouTube fans, you guys that watch these videos all the way through. I'm sorry I've been slacking. It's just life's been busy, as I literally run during dinner to run to a fire. That was probably like about 10 minutes from my house. So yeah, work's been a lot. I've really got to clean up my sleep, whether the nights that I'm at home, the days that I am at work, just getting in bed earlier. The thing I don't like getting in bed early, if I know I'm getting back up for calls, I'd rather just stay up for a little while. Like the up, down just kind of sucks. But it's the nature of the job, nature of the beast. That's probably one of the things that is hindering a little bit. So I got to do better the days that I'm at home at sleeping. And I do try to do pretty good about taking some naps. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to keep on rambling if I keep rambling. So if anybody wants to ramble, wants to give me a call, we can chat sometime and we can talk about Highland Game stuff, lifting stuff, travel, Scotland, yada, yada, what we've got in the future. So let me know. That's stuff that I love to do. Love to talk shop. So thank you guys for being fans. If you have watched this far and you're not subscribed, you probably should. So because you're at least a fan enough to listen to me ramble with no other real footage. So take care. See you guys very soon with the next video.